the Pitstop for the Virtual Racers Club. I haven't written down the races. I'm trying to use Messenger for it.
What, the races we just had this week? Sorry,
Yeah.
Hello, how you doing?
Hi, how are you? I'm good.
Yeah. Your hair looking alright now? All pretty?
Yeah, I've got a nice little, I've got a quiff going on at the moment.
Sound. Brilliant.
Took me ages.
Yeah.
Ages.
I gathered that, man.
Right,
I've been sitting here for a long time waiting.
Have you?
Yeah, I did my hair early.
Right.
I've already started the stream, by the way.
Friday.
So.
Oh, yeah. Hello,
Yeah.
good evening.
Well, done that. I caught that bit just.
That's last week's Red Bulls Homesick. That's Mount Panama. What was Panorama? That was ages ago.
What do you want?
Oh, I was just going through the messages just for results of what this week's races were.
Okay,
Red
well,
Bulls,
I've got VGT and RBJX up.
Oh yeah. Oh yes.
you-
Well, we start with the VGTs. That was amazing, wasn't it?
Yeah, man.
Unprecedented, one would say.
That was an absolute mental round. Really kept you on your toes as well.
Yeah.
It was a brilliant.
Second race.
Brilliant.
People were swapping and all sorts all over the place. So, yeah, we had Homesick Alien won the spring.
Hold on. I'm just going to send you the results. 1 second. You can tell. I've said it before, man. When these guys can tell by this how well organised we are. It's amazing.
I do usually sit there and write it on a bit of paper, I swear. But I thought, do you know what? I'm going to open up the
I'm gonna wing it.
PSN chat, because usually the results are always posted in there.
Yeah. All right, there you go. There's VGT. Via Discord.
No, Homesick won the spring.
Ooh, your connection just went well dodgy there, mate. Hello. You're talking in the tunnel.
That was me doing a specific song, I think.
What, sorry?
Yeah, I'm not going on together. I'm having internet issues, I'm telling you. I don't know why. I'll go back onto Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Maybe I should move. Yeah.
Technical difficulties.
Outside
Folks.
area. Because everything's gone quiet now.
No, I can hear you. You're getting better.
Recently, I heard you then. So, but that thing's not come through.
Is it not? What, a
It's not
messenger?
seeming to be very good.
Oh.
Yes, the technicalities.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I can do the rundown if you want. It's a bit different. I can do the rundown.
Oh, I've got.
Has he gone? Oh, he's gone. Gone completely. Wow. Now I'm bricking it. Completely on my own. Didn't ever expect this. Hi. So we'll go through the results from the VGTS last round. Homesick Alien took the win, and I finished in second. Woohoo, go me! And Shiren finished in third, with Cthulhu in fourth, and Alexis Maximus in fifth. They were the only 5 drivers that we had take part, and basically it left it wide open for the second race. They left the championship hanging on a knife edge with like a matter of points between, like, literally like 1 point between the top 3 guys. And it left it wide open so that, you know, all it took was one place to win the championship. In the second race, I took the win. Yay, go me.
You did?
I did. Shiren finished in second, and Homesick Alien finished in third, with Cthulhu finishing in fourth, and Alexis Maximus finishing in fifth. Basically, what that ended up doing was tying the championship after drop scores. Something we've
Unprecedented.
something we've never experienced before. We've had it settled by 1 point in either way or anything like that. We've never ever had it settled on a tie. Thingy was quite right with saying that live on the stream about it going to count back, but obviously I didn't want to say anything until I checked with the higher ups. And confirmed everything. Obviously, I'm sure as we'll go into in a bit, we had a quite a lengthy debate in the admin chat, and yeah, it ended up going to Homesick Alien by 1 win.
Yeah, and the win you gave him.
Yeah, I felt guilty enough as it is, man. I was Shiren. I do feel bad, mate. It was one of them things, mate. I was helping out a teammate. I didn't actually think it would have any bearing on the result in the end. But yeah. I mean, Homesick was lucky that Cthulhu had that spin on the, what was it, second to last lap, something like that, which handed Homesick that extra point to tie with Shiren on the top of the table, but. Yeah, it was.
I couldn't believe it. While I was doing the live commentary, I was like, no, Shiren's now leading the championship. And then Homesick gets past Cthulhu, and I was like, they're tied, I'm sure they're tied. My bad math.
Well, obviously, whilst racing, I was actually working out in my head. And obviously, once Shiren spun after our second stops, it was just like, yeah, I'm putting my foot down and getting away from this. I don't want to have any more bearing on what happens.
No.
But, it was really, really exciting. Really exciting to watch back. I mean, yeah, fine, 5 drivers is a bit disappointing, but who needs a full grid when you've got so much drama and action on track? I mean, the Alexis and Cthulhu starting on the supers and failing to run away. I think that was the biggest Achilles heels on them. They fought each other.
Yeah, I know. It was really weird for teammate. I mean, I've seen Alexis before in the past help Cthulhu out in a championship, so I honestly thought he was just going to rear gun for him and let Cthulhu run away, but they started racing each other, and I just thought, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then Alexis sort of like shot himself in the foot by staying out at least 2-3 laps.
I think it was probably 3 laps. Yeah, he should have pitted at the same time as Cthulhu. At least he could have been rear gunner and played interference.
Yeah, and he could have kept position. Yeah.
Well, Digital's got his hand up.
Yeah. He knows he should have won that.
He should have. If he'd shown up, he would have won. I think his DNF at Monza or something like that was kept him out of the running.
Yeah.
Let's have a look. When did he DNF?
I can't remember. I know
Laguna Seca. It was Laguna round 3. Yeah.
Well, I've invited him to talk,
just see it pop up. Yeah.
Maybe he doesn't want to talk. Maybe he's just putting his hand up saying, "Don't forget to mention me." Yeah. It must be said that Digital Blasphemy was in a great position, and
yes.
if he wasn't unable to, or if he was unable to race, or he didn't work that night, it was probably a good chance that was his championship.
You right there, Dig?
Hey, DG.
Hello?
Hello?
You're silent, mate. Is that something? Hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's a bit ropey, though.
Oh, let's try that again, eh?
Yeah, there you go. That's better.
It's working now.
Okay, yeah.
Are you going through a voice machine?
Yeah, I don't like to count my chickens before they hatch. I'm on my phone. I'm on my phone. My chickens before they hatch, but I think I would have been in the mix anyway. Let me put it that way.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you didn't have the DNF at round 3, mate, you would have been squarely.
I really enjoyed the. It was just work that kept me out of it. I really enjoyed the GR2s yesterday though, mate. Really, really, really. I was sweating like a what's his face in church at the end of it, mate. Really, it was really, really
Yes.
good. Really good. I really enjoyed it.
Yes.
And as
Still bad
usual,
with the
Thingy Majiggy has the best commentary that there is.
Yeah, man. Amen to that.
I just say what I see.
And sometimes stuff that you don't see. I really have enjoyed being in amongst yous lot. There's some really, really quick drivers, really, really fair. Apart from what was his name? Number 99 from Electric. Oh my goodness, Lord!
No, yeah, the ongoing things, mate. Yeah, it will be spoken to, but yeah.
Yeah, that's one of them that definitely needs the novice cross.
Yeah, but that's why it's there. To be fair, mate.
In all seriousness, that aside, it was a fantastic race. I really enjoyed it, and I've loved being involved with the VRC crew.
Wow, thank you.
Cool.
We've enjoyed having you.
I'm going to leave you to it because I'm actually driving.
Yeah.
So I shouldn't really be talking anyway.
All right, then, pal. Take care. Drive safe, yeah?
All right, man. Nice to speak to you. Yeah, I'll put him in the audience, see if I can. Audience. Boom. Oh, I think he did himself.
Well, sweet.
Yes. So it was a lack of digital blasphemy. I mean, him being there here, I'm not sure. He was in a good points position.
It would have just made it a lot more tense anyway, wouldn't it? A bit more of a knife edge, maybe, but
it wouldn't have been a tie anyway. It wouldn't have been a tie. We wouldn't have had to do countback and have our meeting the next day.
Yeah, but now I'm like, oh, anything could go to a countback now. That's why I wanted it officially in the rules, and just in case it does ever happen again. But yeah.
So those fastest laps and those positions are worth fighting for during the championship.
Yes, definitely, exactly that. It does make it worthwhile. It does. But obviously, we've seen a growing trend of championships getting closer and closer and closer.
Well, they have. We've seen a couple of drop scores.
Drop scores, deciding championships, 1 point settling championships and stuff like that. So it just shows the level of competition.
Everyone's getting closer.
Yeah. Well, that's it. Yeah, exactly that. But that's what we want. We want good, hard, close, fair racing. So long may it continue. Definitely. Even if it creates a little bit of a headache and stress for us admin, long may it continue.
I love it. And for me as a commentator, it's beautiful. It really is.
Well, surely it makes your job a little bit easier, doesn't it?
Well, it's exciting. That's what I mean. It's easy to stay excited and stuff during the race. It's not like, I'm talking old days when I used to race with you guys, when it was a one horse race all the time, when there was a certain well, he's not around anymore. So,
what, a certain German?
No, well, I was even thinking of Spanner.
Well, and Spanner. Yeah.
Yeah, and Spanner, when he used to just that was like in the days when I first joined, he just absolutely trounced everyone.
Yeah, but we've had a couple like that.
Pitstop thing, didn't he? Yeah. We've had a couple of
couple of aliens.
We've got Racer Brown at the moment to deal with.
Yeah, but I don't know. Is he in? Sorry, I'm looking at something else. Is he in the chat? I think I've never been able to put Racer Brown in the same bracket as Spanner, as Niklas, as Casper.
No.
Yes, he's fast, but he's a fucking awesome racer as well. He's fair. He gives room. He can battle. He can fight. And for me, that's what it is about. There's one thing being fast and running away from the pack. There's another thing to have to fight your way through fairly, cleanly, without incidents, without bumps and stuff like that. And Racer Brown's always been able to do that. And that's why I've never been able to put him in that bracket, because they couldn't do it quite so well. They'd have to bump their way through.
And it's weird because it's not like he joined and that was it straight away. He slowly progressed to that point, hasn't he? I mean, he wasn't.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember it took a couple of championships, and it weren't until halfway through the MTCC.
Yeah. He come to life
because we were calling him Monza Brown.
Monza Brown.
Yeah. So you got all 3 wins at Monza, and it was just like, hang it up. What's this about?
But he didn't get pole either, did he?
No, that's what I mean. He just sort of like he was just a sort of a mid-pack-ish kind of driver, and then suddenly I don't know if something clicked for him one day or what happened, but he just suddenly, and now he's the man to beat, I would say.
Yeah. Well,
in a championship.
Well, look at all the other guys that have run away since. Yeah. Oh, I'm winding them up. Don't worry. But the people don't run away.
No, it was. Well, I remember with Ayrton Senna, it was dirty tactics. He used to knock people off the road. I mean, it wasn't really racing. It was just, I'm just going to
plough my way through.
Get through. I mean, he was probably one of the reasons why we started coming up with all the stewarding and the rules and stuff like that.
No, actually, the stewarding was created by in a reaction to Plodder.
Oh, was it? Oh, that was before.
That was before your time. That was the very first season. It was a reaction to Plodder and his antics, which, quite frankly, outweigh anybody else we've had in the server.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, so shall we crack on with RBJX? Because I'm on time restriction as well.
The next one, is it?
That's the next one.
Okay.
No, Le Mans, I suppose.
Yeah, Le Mans. We've got to talk about Le Mans. Now, let me ask you, Skyjacker. When you colour in, or in the olden days, when you coloured things in, do you like to stay within the lines?
Try to.
Yeah, me too.
I try to. I still try to now.
That's not fair. Well, Le Mans isn't an official. It hasn't been officially released yet. The actual final standings. We can only talk about the provisional standings, can't we?
Yes. Yeah. As far as I know, they've not been finalised. I know that everything's been looked into, and poor somebody's been checking 15 drivers for 44 laps or whatever it fucking was of everyone's discipline, shall we call it?
When I colour in and I go over the line, I'm really good about it.
Yeah, it ruins the picture, doesn't it? 100%.
It does. It's just.
Yeah. So Le Mans, Liam Anfield. Yes. Gotta say, hats off to him. Really.
Great drive. With a damaged car for at least 10.
Yeah, probably about just shy of quarter of the race, I'd say. With his damaged front splitter, and then after that, he was unstoppable by the 33rd lap. So
he really got into his stride, didn't he? He really did.
Yeah.
And won it over by nearly a minute of the rest of the
I
field.
think it was just about a minute. Last time I remember looking, it was 59 seconds between me and him, and then obviously I had an issue and Matt passed me. But
you got one of the pesky Group 3 cars.
No. That was before.
Try and move over for it?
That was before that. Coming through the Porsche curves, or coming through the first part of the Porsche curves. It was just miscommunication. It happens in multi-class racing. It just happens, and I figured I was close to the pits. Why drag it out? Just pit again. I think my mistake was that weird second stop to get myself back on the strategy that I wanted, which meant that I made one more stop. I made one more stop than Liam did. That's what put me out of it. But anyway, Matt Psycho finished second, and I finished third in the Group 1. So yeah, go me. Look at that. Several podiums this week already. Get in. Having a good week.
You have.
And then Racer Brown, quite convincingly, very, very cleverly as well, took the win in the Group 3s, sitting behind Homesick for most of the race.
That Ford was a thirsty car, it seemed. Yeah. His fuel was really struggling early at Dells, and then he just sort of sat behind Homesick for a long stint of the race, and I think that was just to save fuel, wasn't it?
Yes, yeah, it was just to save fuel, and like I said, very cleverly done. It was that final stint that he actually put his foot down and started pulling out a gap. But hats off to Homesick as well. The Ferrari's was quite a bit underpowered compared to the Ford. I think he held his own quite well, and well done to Guesty. I don't know what happened to him towards the end. I didn't. Did you catch it on stream? I don't think you did.
No, I didn't. He just seemed to I'm guessing he damaged his car, or possibly, I don't know, or he was fuel saving as well. But he didn't have a stream. He didn't get the slipstream of someone, did he? So
yeah. But,
I suppose he had to fuel save in the traditional way.
But some other
slower.
some other worthy mentions for me personally. I think Binko for leading the race early on.
He was strong early doors, wasn't he? He was really strong.
Yeah, and completing his first 2.5 hour, which to anybody who's done one of these, they're not mean feats, man. They're not easily done. To Turtle 2 for his first one, to Rido for stepping in lastminute.com when Tiger had to pull out. And to everybody that took part and actually made it really quite an interesting race.
It was quite cool.
And I can't wait for the next Le Mans one, to be fair. Yeah, well, that's why I said Le Mans one, not 2.5. I mean, I got out of my rig and I was a lot more able to move on Friday than what I was after Bathurst, for instance. That ruined me for a day or two at least. I think Bathurst did. But yeah, so yeah, all good all rounds. We don't know exactly when the final results will be announced, but I'm sure Homesick will get round to it as and when he can and when he has time to. So yeah,
definitely. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Red Bulls.
Oh God. What a nightmare! Is Catalunya just an absolute nightmare of because I quite like the track. I mean, but I haven't driven it in a Red Bull thing. But there was a lot of people struggling around Catalunya.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it Friday and I enjoyed it Sunday. Sorry, Thursday and Sunday. It's a track that's quite tricky to overtake without somebody ahead of you making errors or something like that. And it's not really a track that yields a lot of grip in my experience. It's not a high grip track. It's quite slippery in nature anyway. And obviously we all know that the Red Bulls don't like curbs. Catalunya, if you're gonna, it entices you in with the curbs and the little bit of runoff area and stuff like that, which obviously caught me out a couple of times. But yeah. You haven't got results in front of you, have you?
No, I've come outside to try and make the coverage better.
Okay, so Talleyrand took the win in race 1.
He did.
I finished second in race 1. Woo! More podiums. Get in there.
You.
I know.
What sort of streak are you on? What have you been having for breakfast lately?
Don't know, man, but I think my nose is going to start bleeding soon, man. I've had way too many podiums.
I know.
Way too many.
You haven't had a spin for a while. What's going on?
Yeah, I did. I had them Sunday, didn't I? I had a couple Sunday. Binko took 3rd. Shiren took 4th. Rido 5th. Electric 6th. Philite Jet 7th. And unfortunately, Uncle B Darren, had a disconnect and ended up retiring from race 1. Race 2. Binko took the win. Uncle B Darren took 2nd place, which is his 2nd podium this season. Well, since joining the club anyway.
He's a threat, isn't he?
He's one to keep an eye on. All we need is for him to sort out his connection, and he'll be well away. Shiren took rounded out the podium on 3rd. I took P4. Talleyrand took P5 after his spin in the lead on lap 2, something like that.
That wasn't expected. I don't think I've ever seen him spin anything.
Electric took P6. Rido took P7. Feel like Jet took P8 after penalties. They did finish the other way round, Rido and Feel like Jet, but due to penalties they swapped over. And race 3, Talaran took his second win of the night, with Binko rounding off a podium night of racing, finishing second. So that's a podium every round. Every race that round, sorry. Rido took his first podium.
Yes. That was his first podium.
Oh no, I'm just double checking that. No, officially he's got 7 podiums. But that's including one-off races as well. So but that's his first podium in Red Bull Juniors. Electric finished in 4th. I finished in 5th. Uncle B Darren in P6.
Feel like carrying weight though. I mean, it seems like you got to get used to these cars with weight.
Yes, they're a different animal with weight. And Feel like Jet finished in 7th. It's worth mentioning that Shiren should have actually finished in 5th, but was subsequently disqualified from the race. So yeah, but that rounds off Red Bulls. Do you want to talk about the other subject with Red Bulls?
What's the other subject with Red Bulls?
Track limits.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, he's we can talk about it. I feel like Jet was struggling with the track limits, and I mean, it was ridiculously off limits. Some of the track, he was going on different parts of the course. It seemed I didn't even know there was parts of tracks where he was going.
Yeah,
and he was straight lining chicanes and stuff like that. I've seen he's put a message up saying that it's his controller died, but I don't know.
But either which way, it's just worth mentioning. Yes, we don't use the in-game track limits, but we do keep half an eye on it. And if you give us any reason to suspect, we will go and investigate. And if we think that you're abusing them or something like that, then we'll quite willing to sit there and go through every single race replay and every single corner and jot down how many times you've abused it, and you will receive penalties for each breach. But I think the thing that was different with Sunday and the limits that were breaching there, it was just beyond anything comprehensible that would be sensible. I mean, anybody who's read the steward's report, he is on his final warning for track limits. If we see anything like that again, he will be removed from the group for not respecting our rules and the way we expect everybody to race here.
Well, of course, because we've used the track limits penalties before, and it really does ruin the race. It really does, because you get penalties for some just ridiculous things, even when you make a mistake. I mean, people make mistakes. Yeah. And it costs them, and then they get like a 5-second penalty on top of that. Or a second penalty on top of that as well.
Like you said it right at the start of it. It ruins the races. For us anyway, and it's only our perspective. Every group is different and stuff like that. But it was also a lot more time consuming to have to sit there and go, especially when we had like the penalty serving line and stuff like that, having to go through the replays. Yeah. Oh look, this guy got a penalty, right? Let's watch, make sure he serves it in the right place and stuff like that. It's a much better system we have now, I think. I mean, like you said, you don't want to be.
System, isn't it?
It is a trust system, yeah. It's an honesty system. You know, it's all about being fair to each other. You know, it's not like It's not like when I'm following somebody, I see that somebody runs a bit wide there or cuts that corner there a bit. That's part and parcel of it. Yeah, you just don't do it every single time. You don't gain massive advantages from it. And if you do, if you pass somebody off track, don't give the position back. If you're going to catch somebody up by running off track, drop back. Don't battle for the position. Don't defend the position. Stuff like that. It's all about honesty.
Don't be Perez.
Yeah, exactly that. Yeah. But yeah, that's my rant over with track limits.
No, definitely no, and I'm totally on board with you on that. I would rather us keep it the way it is,
Yes.
and people just try and be honest when they're racing rather than bring back the penalties. Because I remember the stewarding when you have to go through every single lap to make sure everyone's paying the penalty on the straight.
Sure.
And the other thing of paying the penalty on the straight is you lose a lot more time because of the slowing down and the speeding back up again. So it's not just the penalty you're paying.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like you're paying the loss of momentum, the acceleration, deceleration, but also it's not like on the dailies where you just keep your foot down and then when the penalty's served, the game lets you speed up again. So you might get half a second penalty, but your foot's off the throttle for 3/4 of a second. So you're losing even more time. And just the amount of races it just killed. It's not what we're about here. So, you know, we sat down, decided, yeah, let's get rid of them. Let's see how it goes for a bit. And we've not looked back. We're not going to look back. We'd just rather deal with it when people take the piss. And if they take the piss too much, they don't show the respect that Virtual Racers Club deserves, then we'll hoik them out. We always give people chances. Always.
Yeah.
You know,
definitely.
to adapt, to change, to accept the way we expect things to be done here before anything like that. I mean, crimey, we've had several hundred drivers go through VRC's doors over the last few years, and only one person has ever actually been banned.
Yeah.
And he was banned for not on track stuff. He was banned for just being an absolute moron.
Yeah, he wasn't a pleasant guy in the chats.
No, he wasn't. So, yeah. Anyway, finish ranting. What else we got? Do you want to talk about last night? I've not managed to catch up on it though.
Last night, it was a cracking little race. I think Racer Brown won both races.
Did he? And
Guesty got himself. He won the first race and he won the second one.
Did he? Okay.
I thought so.
Carry on. You think so? I'm not sure. I've not done my research.
Hang on.
Oh, that's all right. I'm looking.
Brown. He's in the chat. He was in the chat. He must have gone. I thought he got both races. I'm not sure.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, he did. Yeah, my bad.
Yeah. And Tom Poyker got second in the first race, did he?
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, I don't know.
Here he is. He can tell us when he turns his mic on.
He knows the results. Sorry, I didn't have time to write them down. I was slack today, and I tried to do it by coming out of Discord and looking at the.
Right. Yeah, I got them up. So the first race, Racer Brown took the win. Anton Poyker took second, and Guesty took third.
Yeah. Guesty got third in both races, I think.
Yeah, and in the second race, it was Racer Brown, Digital Blasphemy, who we heard from earlier, and Guesty in third.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, and they were cracking races. He was racing up and down the field again.
Good.
And that Super GT is very cool. I mean, I would say the only blemish on it was there was mainly one person wasn't
the blue flags.
Too hot on the blue flags. Yeah,
but again though,
it did look like they lifted on the racing line, and it was just like it's just But I know Coulthard did that to Schumacher years ago, but it's not really the done thing. It's
but again, going back to them being new, obviously GT Sport as a whole in the dailies of the FIAs use ghosting for lapped cars. We don't.
Yeah.
Maybe they weren't quite so aware of it. He's new. We've got to give him, a little bit of benefit of the doubt. Obviously, I get 100% that it ruined people's races and it ruined battles. 100% I get that, and he will be penalised for it. But at the end of the day, it's a learning curve for him, which is why we have the novice sticker there.
Definitely, I'm guilty of it. I remember back in the long time ago, Days of Thunder series that we had.
Oh, crimey, that dodgy NASCAR series.
Yeah, but I ruined koi cups because for some reason I just thought we had ghosted. I thought lap cars ghosted, so I didn't do anything. I was just driving along, expecting to drive through me, and I got in his way and I just totally wrecked his race for him.
Yeah.
And I had to put my hands up and say, I'm so sorry, I thought ghosting, and that was it. It was explained to me because I was quite new at the time. That we don't use ghosting, so. And it wasn't in the rules. It's something I should have read. It was something I overlooked. So yeah, it can happen.
Yeah, 100%.
But although saying that, he was told after the first race to watch out for the blue flags.
Oh, was he?
But
okay.
Right. Yeah, Homesick told him in the chat saying,
right.
watch out for blue flags.
Right.
And he acknowledged it.
Ah, okay. Perhaps that was the problem then. He was literally watching for the blue flags at the side of the road, maybe.
Yeah. But yeah, it was a shame because the second race, it was really brumming up. Anton Poyker, he was only a couple of seconds behind Racer Brown. He had the pace, and it was really looking like we were getting a real super grand final. And and Anton Poyker, I suppose, he seemed to go for a strange line against Electric. He tried to go on the inside, even though Electric was on the inside of the track. But I don't know. Like again, I suppose, like you said with Le Mans, it was just a bit of miscommunication or something like that.
Yeah,
so Anton Poyker had to go to the grass to avoid him, and then spun out. Right. But he had a great finish. He overtook about 2 or 3 people in 2 laps at the end there. So it was entertaining for my side of things, from the commentary side of things. But yeah, I felt for him. I felt for him because it looked like it was opening up for a bit of a showdown between him and Racer Brown at the end of the race. But
somebody's flashing their hand at you.
Who was it?
Anton. Do you want to come up and speak, Anton?
Or maybe he's just agreeing because his hand's not up now.
Fair enough. So yeah, there you go.
He has his hand up. Right, I'll invite you up there, Anton. We're having a bit of a weird internet thing, but hopefully it'll work.
Hello, Anton.
Yeah.
Hello, mate. Yes, I was gutted for you, man. I was gutted for you in race 2. That was looking quite tasty.
Yeah, until the end. I think it was lap 23.
Yeah.
It's a
when
shame.
I hit with the Electric because he
Yes.
didn't get me past.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it was. Yeah, it's been reviewed. I've seen the video come in the steward's room, so it is being reviewed, and it is an odd one because he comes totally off the accelerator. So I'm not sure if he thought he was just lifting for you, but didn't move off the line, or I honestly don't know. It's it was
as much as it sucks. All I can say is hopefully it won't happen again with him. And so he's probably experienced used to the game ghosting him and stuff like that, which obviously doesn't help you or doesn't help digital. But it's unfortunate and it's not nice. But hopefully he'll learn.
But if it's any consolation, man, it was an amazing couple of races you had there last night. It was stunning to watch.
Yeah.
But like I said, the stewards have got it. They're looking at it, and it's definitely going to be addressed. Definitely, the blue flags is going to be addressed with him and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that kind of thing didn't happen in the future.
Yeah, hopefully we are. And if it does, then it'll go. It'll be more than a word.
Yeah.
it'll be like race bans and things and stuff like that.
And
so
stuff like that, which we don't like doing, but we will if we have to. We've done it before. We will if we have to. So.
Yeah.
Would you have had Racer Brown? Do you reckon? I'm sure you were on fresher tyres at the end.
Ooh.
Oh, Racer Brown's here. He's going to answer that. He's going to say, no, he wasn't going to answer that.
Definitely not. 100% not.
Well, Racer Brown, what do you think? He was catching you a bit.
Yeah, he definitely was going to get me. Definitely.
Oh, don't say that. That makes it even worse for him. I'm good. I was good on the night, man. I was totally good. It was edging towards a very, very tasty final. few laps.
Yeah, he was a lot quicker in T6. Definitely out the hairpin.
Oh dear. Oh, bloody back markers.
Right, there's always next week. You're going to beat him this week coming then, Anton, yeah? You're going to do us all a favour and find a way of slowing him down?
Sorry.
You're going to beat Racer Brown next week, you go.
Yeah. Well, maybe.
Well,
Alright, right.
Yes. Good stuff. Well, yeah, like I said, the stewards room's aware of it. I haven't been in there to have a look. I saw the video coming up, but
Yeah. Maybe I will do better strategy in the next race because I made yesterday's race few strategy mistakes in the first race, and I go start with medium tire, and I think I should start with a super soft tires.
yeah, well, and just try to do a sprint. It's a tough one. It's a tough call because we've seen in other series as well where the slower tire to start on is probably the better one because then at the end of the race, it depends on what people are doing around you as well. But if you start on the softer tire, you've got to make hay. You've got to get that distance because they do come for you at the end of the race when they're on the softer tire.
Yeah.
So it's very interesting. I love it. I love it when there's all strategy is involved. It's brilliant. Keeps me guessing.
Yeah.
But yeah, all I can say is I'm really sorry, man. That was it was unfortunate, and I was gutted for you.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it's going to be addressed in the report.
Yeah. So.
Well, what about penalties? Because Electric was in last place, and if you get some time penalties, doesn't really matter for him.
Well, that's what the stewards are going to have
but that's what the stewards will decide and stuff like that, mate.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Sorry, man.
Good luck for next week.
Yeah.
We have seen people have to sit out of qualifying in the past, but even that probably won't do much.
Yeah.
But yes, it's definitely going to get discussed. But yeah, I understand how you feel about it, man. It's not great. It's not great at all. Okay. Sorry, man. I feel really bad.
It's all right. We'll pop you back in the audience, Anton, yeah?
Anton's my favourite.
How do I do this?
Alright, now we're going to put you back in the audience there, Anton, whilst we get cracked on, because Skyjack's have got to go and do things by 9 o'clock. Cool.
Okay.
Well, good luck next time, next Thursday. Alright, man.
Cheers, Anton.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cheers. Oh, God, I feel really awful. Oh. But it is true what he said. I mean, if he's come there back, it's
Yeah, I mean, the penalty system isn't...
It's just...
Unfortunately, the penalty system isn't there to compensate someone. It's there to educate more than anything.
Because, we want everyone who takes part to move up a level. We want them all to be closer together anyway. So, obviously, Electric is starting, he's only just started. He's only just joined us. So, and when I first joined BRC, I was off the pace. But driving with you guys and learning from you guys, it raised my game.
By when you say you guys, you mean the guys in the group, not me. I'm nowhere near good enough to learn from.
Sorry, what's your results this week? Do you want to just reel?
Plenty of podiums, woohoo!
Yeah, but the pack.
Yeah. No, exactly that. Yeah. The group, everybody. We learn from everybody.
Yeah.
But
that's it.
Yeah, I feel just as bad for Anton as I do for Digital and even Sharon from Thursday and stuff like that. It's just the penalty system isn't there to try and compensate somebody. It's not there to make sure that you finish ahead of somebody else if they've knocked you off or something like that. It's not that sort of system. It's a system to try and help educate people, teach them that, you know, as you do with children, that's right, that's wrong, sort of thing. But
because the other people out there, I mean, I'll take Pat for instance. Pat, he's ridiculous with the blue flags. He drives off the track.
Yeah, so does Redo. Yeah, they literally just do whatever they can to get out of your way. And destroying their own races in the process, making them even further behind and making it a harder job for themselves by going off track. So obviously when you come back on, you've got no grip, you've got dirty tyres, you've got probably about half a lap until you get more grip back, and then by that time the next set of lapping cars come round and stuff like that.
I mean, hopefully electric will take from whatever comes out of it is that, you know, when he sees that blue flag, he's got to start looking in his rearview mirror and he's got to make sure
get ready to get off the racing line. 100%.
He's off the racing line, because I even noticed, like when I watched the video, when Racer Brown got past him, he re-overtook a Racer Brown again. It's just, that's not called for. There's no need for that.
I think if
not
you're
a lapped car.
If you're a lapped car and you're on fresher tyres, your pace is comparable to the leaders or something like that, then you have every right to unlap yourself and pull a gap. But you don't have the right to then sit there in front of them and block them and race them effectively, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Anyway. Shall we move on? I don't like bad subjects. This isn't what this is about.
No. No.
Okay, actually, no. I say bad subjects. I've got one more that's quite close to me anyway. Alpha Nut has decided to step down from the moderator team, which obviously we all know that me and Alpha are pretty decent friends.
Yes.
So, you know, a pretty big deal for me. The Alpha's decided to take a break and step down from the moderator team.
I think we're all gutted about it. He's always been a good. I don't want to call him the voice of reason, but he does seem to be the voice of reason.
He's always the one with the counter argument, if you get me. If three of us agree, Alpha will be the one with the other point of view. He sees things differently to what we do, which is not a bad thing. Which in fact, see, Alpha was there when we wrote out the majority of the rules and regulations, when we started out the processes for how we do things here and how we steward and stuff like that. You know, Alpha is a cornerstone of VRC.
I definitely think, I think the core sort of VRC is you, Talleyrand and Alpha. That's how I've always thought of it.
Yeah, well, but you know, circumstances.
Only temporary. It's just
you know, the door is always going to be open to him. But on the back of that, we then had to find a replacement for him, because the moderator role, although these days isn't quite as busy as what it was when there was another couple of people that were in here. So, but for me, they still provide a vital role in the group. So we sat down as a team, including Koi, and we basically come up with a short list, and then we tried to pick one, didn't we?
Yeah, we did. We had a vote on it.
We did. We had a vote on it, and the vote ended up tied between three people. So 6 people. We voted 2 votes each. So I'd like to announce and welcome to the moderator team and to the behind the curtain part of VRC, if you like, Guesty.
Well done, Guesty.
RS Binko.
Guesty.
And
Binko.
And
Solid.
Shadow Rider.
And Shadow Rider.
Yeah, man.
Definitely.
So
good group of guys, man.
Yeah.
Good.
Between the 4 of them now.
Racers.
Yeah. Exactly that. The reason they were selected was they've been here for a while and pretty much know our rules and regulations and know what we're about and stuff like that. They've showed excellent racecraft and etiquette and stuff like that. The sort of thing we expect on track. They're all really sound guys as well. They're all approachable. I like to think so. So welcome to the team, guys, and I hope you've settled in nicely over the last 24-ish hours. I'm sure your head's exploded with some of the stuff you've seen over the last 24 hours.
What an initiation.
And walked into what the fuck have I got myself in for? But it's not like that normally. It really isn't like that normally. But yeah, obviously, if any of you guys have got any concerns, questions, queries, worries, or anything like that, the moderators are your first port of call. And they'll be if things start kicking off in the chats or on the server or anything like that, they'll be able to
swoop in.
Yeah.
Swoop in and try and calm the situation.
That's the idea of it, yeah. Because
answer any questions. I mean, obviously the admin are there as well. The guys from the admin are. It widens the breach because obviously we're not all living on Discord, are we? So it's no. the more guys around,
the more the better. That way. Then in theory, there should be at least one of us online or be able to respond fairly quickly or something like that. So that's why. But I mean, the reason we didn't just go for one is because we couldn't just pick one out of the hat. We all three of them had their merits for being selected. And I think they're all worthy of it as well. I say worthy, but they're all worth it. They'll all do a great job, and we'll see what happens in the future. I mean, I might end up taking a back seat. Take a back seat. I never know. No, not really. I live for this stuff, mate. This is a labour of love. I do. I love this. It's great. Yeah.
You'd be bored.
I would
you wouldn't know what to do with yourself.
I would be. Yeah, exactly that. So, but yeah, moving forward. Then, what's next? What's next on the agenda?
Well, what's next? Well, we've got to discuss the elephant in the room.
What elephant?
As we're talking about stewarding, we may as well go and put our stewarding heads on. Was there a gap or was there not a gap? F1?
No, there was never a gap. Max should never have been there.
No, and I agree with you. I was the opposition to you on the Silverstone thing. I thought Hamilton was a bit brave going up the inside, and I thought he was always going to move out wide, and Max was never going to yield.
Mm-hmm.
So I was more towards Max at Silverstone, and I have to concede that Max only had one thing on his mind then, and it was like, you're not getting past me, or we're not finishing this race. It was very Ayrton Senna-esque, I believe. I think it was not a racing move. It was a get behind me.
It was Max trying to assert some authority over Hamilton, wasn't it? But
and I must say, I mean, I've read a few things and people saying, Jackie Stewart chimed in saying Max needs to mature a little bit, and it is true because you've got to remember there was a certain young Lewis Hamilton. He had a lot of crashes as well. There was a lot of spaces he days.
Lewis Hamilton would have done exactly the same thing 2, 3, 4 years into his career.
Yeah. So I mean, him and Massa used to always clash. Always, it used to seem to be Massa and Hamilton at some point in a race would have a bash with each other. So.
Yeah. Yeah, for near enough a whole season as well, wasn't it? Pretty much. It was pretty much for every round in a season, wasn't it, as well, that they would come together?
Yeah. I mean, in his McLaren days, him and Massa were, like you said, and him and Rosberg as well for a season and a half. If they were going to race each other, they were going to bash into each other.
Yeah, it was.
But yeah, I think that was Max. It was Max's fault, but he's been penalised, even though three grid positions isn't really that much of a penalty.
Well, we just had a new member join the server whilst we've been on air. Sorry, I'm just saying hello. No, exactly that. I think I think a 3-place grid penalty is, considering that the only reason Lewis Hamilton's not being mourned right now is because of the halo.
Yeah, well, the halo saved his life. I mean, seeing the slow mo and seeing where Max Verstappen's rear wheel was, that would have just pushed.
But that
would have pushed Hamilton's head down into his body.
Yeah.
I mean, it was ridiculous.
It was, but I mean,
he must have felt it. I mean, his head looked like it was already down.
Yeah, he said that he got his head down as far into the cockpit as he could, and he had his neck hurt from where the tyre actually did hit his helmet, but most of the weight was taken by the halo. But I mean, obviously, freak occurrence. I mean, the curb lifted Max, and then the rear wheels touched, and that lifted Max over the back of the car. But scary incident. Yeah. And looking at it straight away, it was the halo saved Lewis Hamilton's life there. So that's probably what 3-4 drivers the halo's saved just in Formula One since it came out.
I know it's. I know, God. I know people moan about it and stuff, but Jesus, you wouldn't do without it now, really.
No.
After seeing what's gone off.
No, exactly.
I think Leclerc went over the top of someone once. Was it Vettel or something? When they were both in Ferraris, and it was. I think it was the halo he scraped along.
Yeah, it was the halo. Yeah. Just off the top of my head, there's been 3 or 4 definitely the driver. If he hadn't died, if the halo wasn't there, the driver would have either never driven again or would have sadly passed away from it. But which is just what. Yeah, it's just not.
Did you see the biggest FU to Mercedes in that race?
What about
Valtteri?
Valtteri?
Yeah, man alive.
I got to just after the Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen crash, and I had to duck out and go do something, so I missed the rest of the race.
Well, it seemed like everyone at the front couldn't overtake each other. They were all moaning that, there's no grip, or there's this or there's that. And Valtteri didn't seem to have that issue at all. He was passing people left, right, and centre.
Didn't he have a new? Didn't he have a new engine though?
They're slower further back. Sorry.
Didn't he have a new engine though?
Yes, there is
that.
Yeah,
so he'd been running in a higher power mode
with a new engine.
Yeah, so that's what I thought. That's why I had to start at the back, but that's why then he would have had a higher power mode.
See, I'm wondering if Red Bull are going to do that with Verstappen, just because he's got that free grid penalty. If they're just going to say, screw it, we're going to start at the back.
Yeah, exactly.
New engine.
Yeah, exactly. I'd expect that as well. I mean, they know that they're going to take a penalty anyway at some point in the season, so why not encompass both together?
They were talking to Horner about it before the race, because they said about Valtteri had to take that engine. They said, but everyone, and I think Horner says, it's not many engines to get through a really long season, and it is a grueling season this season. So he thinks there's going to be a few people who have to take new engines. And they asked him, and he said, when the situation arises, we'll discuss it. And there might be a point in the season where you have to do it.
Yeah, the three engines. Thinking, 3 engines the last 21 races. It's not.
Yeah, no, it's not.
It's not.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's meant to be the pinnacle of motorsport. I mean, I know it's trying to keep the cost down, but not at the cost of the engines. That's the part of the racing, man. Yeah. I don't get it. I don't get it myself. I understand the old days getting rid of the qualifying engine. It was getting a bit silly when they had different engines for qualifying. That is a little bit over the top. But cutting the engines down, I mean, 5 didn't seem enough, but I'd take 5 engines over 3 engines any day.
Oh, crime! I think any team would as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see what Liberty do, because obviously the 3 engine thing, right? It's probably an overhang from FON before Liberty Media took over. So we'll just have to see. Just have to see what happens, especially as what they're getting rid of.
Get rid of the hybrid.
I don't know, man.
Good old fashioned engines.
Yeah, but they've got to be relevant, haven't they? That's the thing with Formula One. It does still. Yes, it's the pinnacle of motorsport, but it does still have to be relevant. The technology in Formula One does filter down to road cars eventually. You look at the hybrid technology in road cars since it's been used in high level motorsport. It's just got better and better and better. I mean, to the point now where hybrid's going to be the way forward in the vast majority of racing categories around the world, especially with manufacturers like the Volkswagen Group that have vowed to never race in an internal combustion engine series ever again. They're only ever going to race in electric.
That's the reason Honda are pulling out, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. The manufacturers are driving it just as much as what the safety and the cost and the bean counters and everything like that. The manufacturers are driving it, because what's Formula One without manufacturers in it?
But then, I mean, I don't know if I'm just a mug or I'm reading the wrong sources, but it just seems like some of the things I read about these engines, they don't seem to be that cost effective or that good for the environment, because they, it takes a lot to make one of them, and going here and there all over the country, and
don't get me wrong,
these parts and stuff like that.
Formula One is far from an environmentally friendly sport, is it?
I just mean the making of the engine, especially like the electric engines. The thing I read the other day of the cost, and they only last 10 years, and they end up in landfill, and
but that's
like
it.
They have to mine it in one country using these massive digger things.
To build electric vehicles, we have to rape the land to build the batteries.
Yeah, and you're thinking, come on, is it really worth it? Can we not just plant a lot more trees along the motorways or something like that?
Hydrogen fuel cells.
So that carbon.
For me, really, personally, the way forward is the hydrogen fuel cell. But that won't ever happen because hydrogen is so expensive to extract. Obviously, it's everywhere. It's stuck to everything, near enough everything. So, trying to extract hydrogen into pure hydrogen is so costly. It's unbelievable. But all you get out of a hydrogen fuel cell is water as an after product. Not
byproduct of it.
Not everything else that you get with electric or internal combustion. Jesus Christ, man, we turn into hippies.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm scared of electric cars because I like the sound of an engine. I like to boot it away from a light.
Yeah, there's nothing nicer than having to take to the red line and shift gear and all that sort of stuff, man. But
that's it. I love looking in the rearview mirror after a light and seeing a nice plume of diesel black smoke all over the car. The nice brand new electric car behind your Prius.
Oh, don't actually.
So yeah, you go.
I remember we helped
2-litre Ford Focus just absolutely farted all over you, mate.
We helped my brother-in-law move into his new house many years ago now, and his van at the time had an EGR problem, and he was showing me all this, like, every time I put my foot down it smokes like fuck. His van was right outside the front door and the front door was open, and obviously every time he's beans in the throttle, all of this black soot is just blowing into his house. It ended up fucking everywhere, over everything. It was horrendous.
Oh no!
Diesel particulates on everything, on his doors, door handles, stairs, all over the kitchen, everything. It filled the entire house. Took him months to clean it all, apparently.
Oh dear.
Yeah. But hey,
I still love it. I know it's terrible. I know it's destroying the earth, but it's just something special about a petrol and diesel engine. Well, not so much diesel, but they make diesels a bit better with the turbo thing.
Yeah. I like the torque of a diesel engine. I like the ability to just put your foot down in whatever gear you're in and it's just going to pull.
It's got it, hasn't it? Yeah. Definitely. Well, I think I've grown to like these. I like you can go longer on the revs, can't you? I mean, in electrics, it's just sort of like you just change gears a lot quicker than with diesel. You can really get that first gear to make it work.
Yeah, man.
Just a beat.
Electrics, they're in gears, isn't it? You might have two if you're lucky, and the computer will do it for you. You won't have nothing to do.
No, it's going to be so boring. Oh, it's not even driving it, but you've got to keep your hand on the wheel just in case.
Well,
And I'm scared of computers because I was listening to something once, and it made a really good sort of thing. It goes, these computers on these electric cars are going to be to cause the least casualties, and it's like the decision's taken away from you. If there's a bunch of people run in front of your car's going to put you into a brick wall.
Yes.
To save the bunch of people, and it's like I don't want my car to make that decision for me.
No, I'd much rather make the decision, and we'd much rather wipe out the big crowd of people running towards you.
Yeah.
But no, exactly that. I mean, they're just
their banners in front of my car.
I mean, the AI in the cars is just going to be an algorithm that's going to work out the least. What's that?
I mean, my driving instructors always told me, like, if there's an animal run out in front of the car, don't dodge it.
No, exactly that. You can't dodge it. There's some animals it's actually illegal to avoid.
And I'm thinking, what are these fucking computers going to do? Are they going to think, hey, up?
No, exactly that.
The earth?
I mean, one of them. Hold on. One of the problems I read early on was that the computer couldn't couldn't tell the difference between a brick and a carrier bag. It would avoid them the same way. Now, I'm sure, obviously, that's going to grow and develop, but yeah. It's
scary.
There's nothing to be said for a human behind the wheel. No substitute. I'm not saying that there is substitutes because we're just as
BMW
different.
and Mercedes start fucking programming their cars to take each other out. It's like driving a Mercedes electric car and the computer sees a Beamer and thinks suddenly, I don't like that car.
Guns come out of the bonnet, yeah.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, then there's the whole like Terminator theory, isn't it? The machines rise up against us. All that crap, and eventually
the cars suddenly decide they don't want to take us somewhere. It just sits there saying, I don't want to
go. Yeah, I can't be bothered today, mate. See you later. Oh, you can walk. Get to stepping, son.
You threw a wrapper in my car the other day. You've left your empty Red Bull can in the footwell again.
Yeah, you filthy fucker. Yeah, you want to go get you want to go get a McDonald's and it's hanging around now, mate. No, you're not putting that shit inside me.
Yeah, he said we've done a bio scan and you don't need a McDonald's. And he's like, oh, who's making this decision? Where does it end? That's what I say. Stop the rising of the robots. Stop the machines. Stick to good old petroleum.
Yeah, man.
And an engine what I control with my right foot.
Yeah.
Not a bloody computer. But yeah, I know it's the future and stuff. But how did we go on from that? From just saying about using 3 engines a season?
Pass. How do we get anywhere in one of these things? Yeah. So yeah, that's the future, kids. Welcome. Thanks.
Oh no, I feel bad for mine. I don't know. I mean, 13 and 11-year-old I've got, and when they start passing their tests, if they pass their test,
it's going to be.
I haven't got a clue what they're going to be driving.
No. Well, mine's 15 and 10. And we're already like getting the whole, sort of starting to look at options for driving lessons and stuff like that. Because that's another one, man. Driving lessons, just getting them past their test.
I know, it's shocking. It's got to be over 20 quid now. It was nearly 20 quid when I was doing it.
It's £30.
Yeah, Kate, the missus.
30?
Yeah, the missus took her test 2 years ago. Yeah, it was 30 quid. Plus to pay for the driving instructor's time and car.
What, no, the actual test?
Yeah, the actual test was 30 quid.
No, the actual test was 50, then it cost me 80 quid to use her car, and the hour before.
There you go. Did you catch that?
Uber's got to be cheaper, hasn't it?
It's 30 quid per hour lesson.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I want to teach him myself, and trust me, just teaching him how to do the washing up is
oh yeah, that's the other one. Yeah, teaching him how to use the washing machine's a nightmare. So.
Trying to tell him how to drive a car, I can see I'm going to have like some sort of like embolism.
Right.
£30. Yes, you go and...
No. I was just going to say, does anybody want to come up and have a chat before I've got to scoot off? I've got about 20-25 minutes.
Yeah, what we got to look forward to this week, whilst they're thinking about it, whether or not, We've got on Thursday. We've got Thursday off. You've got.
I've got a night off. Yeah, I've got a night off
You're going to take
Thursday.
the wife out for a nice meal?
No, she can sit there and just watch TV instead of watching me racing. I'm such a nice guy, me.
Oh,
What do you mean racing? You're not racing tomorrow.
That's what
He's
I'm saying.
not racing tomorrow, Mrs. Skyjacker. He's going to take you out for a nice big tasty.
No,
with
I'm not. No. Cheers, Ryan. Also, there's no racing Friday either. Is there? Is there racing Friday?
No.
Well, I don't know because it's got that bloody 1v1 penciled in, but no one's given me a semi yet.
What? Sorry, what?
I haven't got a semi.
What? Why haven't they given you a semi yet?
I don't know. Racer Brown and Homesick, they're holding out on me. They give me blue balls.
Ah, wankers.
Are we
Cock
talking
teasers.
about the other semi-final?
Oh, yeah, I suppose so. Nothing more been said other than what was discussed the other day. But yeah, Matt Psycho has decided to pull out of everything for a period of time. I don't know how long it was. Obviously, Matt Psycho was supposed to face off against Koi Carp in the semis, in the mud in the GT86. So effectively, Koi Carp has been given a bye to face off between Racer Brown or Homesick Alien in the final of the 1v1 tournament. So
well done, Koi Carp.
Smashing job. Well done.
Our first 1v1 finalist.
Whatever mind games you played with Matt worked out for you an absolute treat, sonny boy.
You destroyed him, Koi Carp. You absolutely destroyed him.
To be honest with you,
you didn't even have to turn a wheel. Well,
no, yeah. The mighty force that is Koi Carp. So
yeah, we salute you.
So yeah, so we've got one semi-final to go, which is between Homesick and Racer Brown, and then I believe Talaran liked your idea of a Goodwood revival thing to include the final round. I don't know how far along he's got with it, but he did say he liked it. So we might have a sit around a campfire and watch Kumbaya and watch Koi Carp and one of the other two racing for 3 races in the final and chuck a few other fun races in between or beforehand.
I think so. I think we should make an evening of it. We should all get dressed up.
Yeah, man. Why
Put
not?
our best liveries on, a few different cars, and bomb around Goodwood for an hour or so before we watch Koi Carp destroy Homesick or Racer Brown.
Yeah, man. I look forward to it. Go on, Koi.
Go on, Koi.
Go on, Koi.
I'm not taking nothing away from Koi. I am so chuffed for him to be in the final, but I'm disappointed that Matt Psycho couldn't do 3 laps. I don't want to besmirch the man. I don't know his reasons.
I don't. Yeah, we don't know why, but I think he chickened out because of the mud. To be fair, but that's me only winding him up.
Yeah.
If he ever does listen to this back. By the way, this is live on our YouTube channel, on my YouTube channel. But yeah, I'm only teasing you, Matt. But yeah, he chickened out. Number 1, the might that is Koi Carp, and number 2, the mud.
The mud. Yeah, I know. I know he's been vocal in the past when you tried to sort out the race of champions, and he was like, "I don't want to race in the mud." I know he was the one that was vocal about not wanting to do mud rounds. So,
yeah.
But
it's part and parcel of it. You know, it's the whole point is to give as many people an even chance as possible. And like WRX, that's why WRXC is in the mud. All right, granted, it's a 4-wheel drive car, so you can get away with it in the mud. But that's why WRXC is in the mud, in the wet, short sprint races that require time management. Is to give as many people an equal opportunity to win as many races as they can.
But I mean, I understand that you know, there's real life gets in the way, and you know, doing a championship is 10 weeks. It's a good hour and a half, at least once a week. So it does that. I understand that does drain time, but just even if he threw it, if he didn't want to go to the final or something like that, just to take part in 3 laps. That's why I was disappointed about it. Just because Koi Carp was being really flexible. In all fairness, he messaged him to say, "When do you want to do this? It's 3 laps," and he was like, "No, I'm not doing any racing."
3 minutes of what?
I'm disappointed about that.
3 laps at what? £1.20, 1 minute 20 odd a lap, something like that.
Yeah. Well, I was doing the obviously I was doing the comms offline, and all the races have been about 7 to 8 minutes at best.
Yeah.
So it was just, I don't know. I'm disappointed in that even if he didn't want to do it, you could have given 10 minutes of your time just to, yeah, I don't know, so we could have the complete package.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I mean, taking nothing away from Coy is disappointing. We're not going to get a race. I mean, I was all for just doing something, just to put on something for people. But you know, hey, it is what it is. It's disappointing, but it lines it up for a pretty decent final. I mean, Racer Brown homesick anyway, in the mud. I mean, I think you said it on the video. On paper, that's a really tight race. It's even more so on the mud.
Racer Brown's fast. We've seen Racer Brown beat Homesick on tarmac, but I don't know if I've ever seen them two face off in the mud. And Homesick is very handy in the mud, so it's a real leveler.
I've just had a little inside curve that Racer Brown doesn't like mud either.
Oh no!
He might end up pulling out as well because he don't like mud either.
Oh right, yeah. Oh well, I can understand it. Yeah, you can understand that.
Yeah, no, but yeah.
I blame the bloke who organised it. Who chooses mud? You know, the real racers don't race on mud.
Actually, I think the mud round was my suggestion, if I remember rightly. I don't know. There was a lot
beautiful. I love the mud. The car slides. You can learn to drive the car in the mud. You use the mud to your advantage. You get your car at a certain angle and just slide it into the corner.
Personally,
you lose less speed than you do on a racetrack. You can get them corners quite fast in mud.
Yeah. I mean,
so yeah, I love it. I'll step in. Wants to race me.
Saying that, you're quite a demon in the mud, though. You are quite fast in the mud.
That's just years of playing Colin McRae Rally.
Fair enough. Played a lot more than I did. I mean, I thoroughly enjoy driving in the mud, but yeah, I'm just not that fast in it, to be fair.
But again, it goes back to I'm scared to race people. So rally races were always great fun for me. And plus, if you hit someone, you can blame the mud. You don't say it's my lack of talent. Sorry about that. You know, mud, anything can happen.
Yeah, exactly that. Anything can happen.
Yeah, I mean, Racer Brown says he's not keen on the mud and stuff like that, but I've seen Homesick spin it in the mud. It's so easily done.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know what these Toyotas will handle like in it. I haven't tried them.
No, me neither.
That's got to be tough. Are they understeery? They're quite understeery. They're front wheel drive, are they?
Pass, mate. I ain't got a clue. I thought we were going to go GRBs in the mud, and then you suggested the no Toyota, and that was
no. Racer Brown did.
Did he?
I keep getting blamed for that one.
Okay. So Racer Brown shot himself then. Apparently it's 4-wheel drive. I've been told.
And if he doesn't win, it's a 4-wheel drive, is it?
Yeah, from what I've just been told. Yeah.
Oh right, yeah. And if Racer Brown doesn't do well in the semis, I'm definitely going to be reminding him in the comms as well that it was
his idea. Shot himself right in the foot. We'll see though, man. I mean, I've just been told that their semis penciled in for Friday, so hopefully you'll get the stream, the video and whatnot out of the way, and then we can look at the final and see who wins out of Homesick and Racer Brown and take on Coy at Goodwood in the Shelby Cobras, isn't it?
Yeah, nice car as well. Lovely looking car. I can't wait to see that on stream.
Yeah,
but so what do you think? Do you think there'd be like a week's break in Super Formula? Because Super Formula starts the week after, doesn't it? The qualifying is, I think.
Pass.
For a 10-week championship, so I don't even know where the final's going to get slipped in.
I think Coy struggles because of work, doesn't he?
Oh yeah.
So no matter what, it's going to have to fit in with Coy's schedule. So it might not even be on a Friday.
I can help Coy out with this because I've noticed at work when people need a day off, they say they've got a cough and they've got a temperature.
Oh, and they've got to go get tested, and then no, the test results haven't come back yet.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, it takes about a day to sort out a test, and then you're back at work the next day. So yeah, if you need any advice, Coy, on getting a Friday night off, bloody COVID is destroying the world. I shouldn't joke about it. It's I'm double jabbed. I'm all right.
Oh yeah, me too. But yeah, even that though, man, even just getting a jab's horrendous enough.
Oh, Coy's popped up. Well done, Coy. Super stuff, man. First 1v1 finalist.
Oh, yeah, I know.
Brilliant stuff, eh? You've got to be in it to win it.
I'm not a huge fan of Goodwood, though.
Who is?
Goodwood's all right. It's just you got to remember them when you initially go into a corner, it keeps on being a corner. It just doesn't stop.
The only time I think I've raced Goodwood was in the MX-5.
Oh yeah, but they are particularly.
Yeah, that's the best way of describing it, around.
They don't always do what you want them to do. I don't know what the Cobras drive like, but yeah, I think I remember being in that race at Goodwood, or one of the earlier races at Goodwood in the MX-5, and it's turn, you bloody car, keep turning, don't go. What's wrong with you?
Well, stop going straight on, go round the corner.
Yeah.
The GT86 works all right on the dirt, actually.
Oh, he's been practicing. He's been practicing for a race he didn't need.
Practicing for nothing.
I did put some times into to see what it's like, because obviously I haven't raced for quite a while, and dirt is not my forte. So I thought, I've got a bit of time. I'll bang a few laps in.
Just about to ask, did Matt jump into any of your practice lobbies and do a spy?
No, he didn't.
Oh, I was about to say, obviously saw your times. I thought, yeah, sod that. I'm not even going to go anywhere near that. Again, we're only teasing, Matt. We're only teasing.
No, it's just good fun.
I put some relatively quick laps in, but it took 3 or 4 laps each time to get it. The hard part on the dirt is being consistent.
Yeah.
It's especially on that track. There's a long right-hander with a jump in the middle, and if you hit that wrong, that's your lap done.
Was that Talleyrand's bump?
Yeah.
Or is that not the track? Yeah.
Yeah, the end. The last corner.
Yeah, and if you hit that wrong, you're done for.
Yeah.
Definitely. We've all felt that bump.
But yeah, it's I don't think that was that bad. It's not too overpowered. You jump in some of the GRBs and you're trying to get traction to drive out of a slide, and they just spin, whereas the Toyota doesn't.
Yeah.
Well, it does, but not quite as much. So it's a little bit easier to handle.
Yeah, you'll have to give Racer Brown some tips.
Yeah, well, funny you should mention that, because I spoke to him the other day about some tips for Goodwood.
You two might be facing off, or
and I was like, yeah, you're gonna have to give me some help, because I don't really know Goodwood that well, and it's not a track that I overly enjoy racing. But I'm kind of hoping that once I've managed to bang some practice laps in and get used to it a little bit, then it might become a bit more enjoyable.
Coy.
So,
what track were you practicing on?
What for?
For your semi-final that didn't happen.
Whatever Talleyrand sent me, it was, or yourself, whichever one, I can't remember.
Oh, okay, that's right. I was just double checking, because it sounded like you were practicing the wrong track, so I just went and double checked.
No, one of you sent it to me.
Yeah, okay. Fair do.
But yeah, hopefully, and I say most people know that Brands was never one of my favourite tracks, but actually, it came up quite a lot early on, and being in, tournaments and stuff, you had to race it, and actually, the more I raced it, the more I enjoyed it, and now it's one of my go-to tracks. I quite enjoy it, so I'm hoping that might be the same for Goodwood.
Good.
But we shall see.
I think I grew to like it a bit more when we were doing I know I never put in a time, but the Aston Martin time trial.
Yeah,
I think I did a fair few
it.
laps around there and started getting a bit of an appreciation for the track.
It winds me up that there's no real like landmarks for your reference points. And when you're racing, if somebody runs wide and wipes out the marker boards or something like that, then you're done for, aren't they? Yeah. So but Digi's got his hand up again, mate.
Oh, was he? Okay. Oh, he's going to probably say, "I'll do it."
I'll race you.
I'll bring you up there, but we've got like minutes left.
Yeah, a couple of minutes, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll drop myself back in.
All right, cheers.
All right,
cool.
Well done again.
Just a quick one, really. Speaking of time trials, have we got any update on the one that's on there at the moment?
Talleyrand.
Talleyrand's your man. I don't know. I know Race Brown put a time in. That's the only person I know, and I haven't seen the time, but I just know that he mentioned a while ago that he's posted one. But yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know how the time trial thing's going.
It's been up there a while, is all.
It has
been.
I think Talleyrand was waiting for people to post stuff. I think he hasn't got that many entries. I remember him saying a few weeks ago he was a bit sort of, it's not been a great uptake on it, and there was prizes for it and everything. I know there was prizes meant to be on offer, and he was quite good that he didn't get an influx of times, but I've not heard anything. I can send him a message. He's listening, but he usually listens at work, so he's probably got
he's probably got it underneath a helicopter or something like that.
So
we'll make sure he
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There's 12 people online at the moment, so later on this evening, 12 people better have a time up.
Yes.
We'll get Talleyrand to give us all an update on it, mate. Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
No worries, man.
Cheers.
I love your commentary. I love all of what you're doing. You carry on doing it, and I'll carry on racing with you.
Thank you for racing with us. It's awesome.
No problem. I do enjoy it. So I'll go and pick one up now. I'll speak to you later.
All right, man.
Cheers. Bye.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao.
Man, do you think he's a taxi driver?
Don't know. Sounded like it.
Because, can you imagine? Imagine being in the back of his car.
Yeah, man.
I saw him sideways a couple of times when he was racing. That's got to be.
He was sideways more than a couple of times last night.
Yeah.
That's just from race one. That's all I managed to catch up on. So
yeah. Right then, I suppose that's it because you've got to go off.
Nip off, yeah.
And do your father duties.
Yeah, man. Fucking kids.
And we'll find out. Oh God, someone else got the round up now. Oh, Uncle Pete down. Oh, yeah. It'll have to be. Oh no, he's stopped. I was going to say it'll have to be really quick because we're just about to close it because Skyjack has got to go and pick his nipper up.
Nipper.
Yeah, nipper. He's not exactly a nipper, but yeah.
Bigger than you.
Oh, yeah, he's
not bigger than me.
Well, near enough.
No.
Far off.
Well, why is he not racing yet then?
I don't like it. He's a Xboxer, isn't it?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I remember you saying that.
Mm.
He'll grow out of that, I'm sure.
Oh, he's a snowflake generation, isn't it, man? All they like to do is sit there and kill invisible things, not really actually do any real competition against somebody. So, they don't want to get hurt because everybody's a winner in his generation. They can't deal with losing. So, but no, yeah, we've got to go get him from cadets. So
that's it.
Yep.
Drive safely.
Well, we'll do. And I'll catch up with you a bit later on.
All right. Yes, and we've got a couple of days off now. I think Sunday's our next race. Don't know what to do with myself. Goes to Tsushima, I guess.
I might jump on some wildlands maybe. After I've taken my missus out for a big tasting now, thanks.
Yeah.
Huh?
They're doing the McDonald's things as well. I'll tell you what, I could have screwed the other day. I went and got us all a McDonald's yesterday because it was my turn to cook.
Yeah.
And by the time I got in the door, me 11-year-old had pulled all the McDonald's stickers off. I didn't get the joy of pulling a McDonald's sticker off.
What, the Monopoly stickers?
Yeah, we're not missed it. Because then my missus is like saying, "Why are you moody about it?" And it's like, "I like to take
Because I wanted to do it.
See what I want."
Yeah, that is
Oh,
something the
gutted.
my missus gets funny about. She likes to peel off everybody's stickers if she can.
Yeah, little git. You nearly got disowned that moment. And then I remembered you're not allowed to.
Yeah, it's frowned upon. Frowned upon. All right, then, mate.
Yeah. Thank you everyone for listening to us chew the fat over the last hour and a bit. It's been fun. I've enjoyed myself.
Yeah,
you enjoyed yourself?
I have. I always enjoy myself. I'm surprised that we waffle on for this period of time and actually fill everything and get round everything as well. To be fair, so yeah, I've had fun.
Yeah,
always had fun.
And I think it's only fitting we end it saying again. I know you mentioned it earlier, but huge thank you to Alphanut for everything he has done, and hopefully when everything he gets all his ducks in line, we'll see him back into the action, racing and doing all the other stuff behind the curtains.
Yeah,
but yeah, we understand why, but we will miss him, and hopefully with just a big thank you for everything he's done for us.
And obviously his yearly award will still bear his name as his legacy.
In honour.
Yeah, the other admin name will be changed. Just put it like that, shall we? And the one that left before. But yeah, anyway.
He's still an admin. He's still a don't.
No, at heart
he's still an admin. He's just not an admin here anymore.
Yeah, he's just not. Oh, that one. Oh no, yeah.
Oh, you're not talking about the one that's named after something you put on toast?
Oh, I thought we put it up his arse.
Alright. Well, thank you everyone for listening. We'll catch you next time here at the pit stop. Thank you for listening. Peace and love. I'm going now. I can't follow that. That's just the racing the game. Right, I'm going. Look, this can get real bitchy, so
I'll see you later. Bye.
Saved me from that daddy long legs.
Yeah.
Yeah, she decided to jump on him. She was walking around the sofa and it's like, what are you doing? And then she's just sitting there staring, and it was like, what the fuck is up there?